In today's video, I paint along with artist Tina Garrett in her Facebook artist group. We'll create a master copy starting with an underpainting. We'll be working from a William Adolphe Bouguereau masterpiece. To join us in the painting, you'll need oil paints in transparent oxide red and viridian. And this method of underpainting works best on an oil-primed, ultra-smooth surface. You can get this reference material at artrenewal.org. This link will take you to a free low-resolution version, or you can go into the ARC and pay for the high-resolution package. That's at the Art Renewal Center. Welcome to my channel, Shelly J. Cox and SJC Sport Couture. This is where art meets fashion. Okay, we started the painting by oiling down the canvas. I used walnut oil, but if you don't have walnut oil, linseed oil will work just as well. You want to put it on a soft cloth, and you don't want to use too much. Just a little bit of coating on the canvas will do it. Okay, the paint we're working with is a combination of viridian and transparent oxide red. Blend that together so that you get a cool reddish brown. Then you're going to cover the entire painting surface. You can use a brush, you can use a cloth, you just want a random covering. Next, you're going to take a clean cloth or a paper towel and you're going to begin to wipe away the form. You want to wipe away the lightest areas, the shoulder, the face, where the light's hitting it on the left side, and get the generalized shape of the head on the canvas. Then after you get the lightest part of the head, you can go ahead and paint in some of the darker areas of the background and the hair. The reason we're using a transparent paint mixture on an oil primed surface is so that you can wipe back to white. You cannot wipe back to pure white if you're using a gesso primed canvas. The other reason is the paints will stay wet a lot longer on the oil primed surface, and the manipulation of the paints and the features and where you place things you can do that for a long time, a couple of days, 2-3 days with these oil primed surfaces along with the oil paints. Knowing that you can keep moving the features around should give you a little bit of comfort. So don't be afraid, just get in there, place the features where you think they're going to need to be, and then you can step back from your canvas and take a look, see if you like it. If not, then get in there and move it. I mean, you could wipe away the entire thing and start completely over if you wanted to. So you'll see that I like to use my proportion tool. I compare the measurements on the screen 1-to-1 with the canvas that I'm working on. The major landmarks of the face that I do like to compare are the top of the head where the hairline starts to the eyebrow. I like to then compare the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose, and then I'll use the eyebrow to the lip line, and then the eyebrow to the chin. I also check the different features against one another. It is thought that Bouguereau started his painting this way. It's a great relaxing way to start a painting. I find it really useful if the composition that I'm working on is going to be difficult. There's a lot of moving parts to it. This way I don't feel locked into any one compositional element. I can just really have fun with it and move stuff around. This is a very classical way of starting a painting, hence the classical music. Okay, once I feel like the generalized features are in a good starting point, I have the eye sockets kind of mapped out, I have the bottom of the nose kind of mapped out, and then the mouth. I'm going to go and start with the left eye. I just chose that as a random starting point, and I'm going to do a little bit more detail work on the left eye and then build out all my features from there. So once the eye is established, then every other feature and every other mark will be placed comparatively to that eye. So with this underpainting method, I'm going to paint with the one monochrome color a complete, finished, detailed face. And then from there, we'll let it dry, and that'll take a few days, and then we'll go back on top with the color for the skin and begin painting on top of the underpainting. Hey, if y'all are getting some value out of this, hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you like watching painting videos, be sure to add me to your subscribed list of videos that you like to watch, and ring that bell so you know exactly when I upload my new videos. So while we all keep playing around with our features in painting, I'm going to tell you the story of how I met artist Tina Garrett and how she became my art mentor. I found my mentor after attending a workshop on 3 ways to start a painting with Tina Garrett. I'd been to other workshops, but this one was different. Yeah, I learned 3 ways to start a painting, but I also learned a few more things that have seriously helped me become a way better artist. First, just let me tell you that Tina Garrett is an amazing artist. She has rightfully earned the title Living Master. She is an excellent teacher, so easy to understand and follow her direction. But the really cool thing is she's not going to tell you there's only one way to do art. She's not going to tell you to follow the rules. In fact, she will encourage you to break them. She will tell you it's okay to use technology, and she will tell you to paint often. During her workshop, she showed us how she uses Photoshop to discover the colors in a photographic reference, and how she composes her reference material prior to beginning a painting. This was such a relief to me. I too was using Photoshop to prepare my reference material, all the while thinking, is this allowed? Hell yes, it's allowed. It's art, and it's my art. As long as what I get in the end is what I was going for, it's all good. And this was when I was told that I am the master of my painting. So I left the workshop feeling totally empowered, freed. Cut to a few months later, I was working on a very challenging painting and I needed some help. I remembered I had Tina's email address, so I sent her a picture of the painting and I asked her for her help. Well, a really cool thing happened. Not only did Tina help me work through my painting problems, she offered me to become one of her mentees. I didn't even know that was a possible thing. And of course I said yes. Now, mind you, I do pay Tina for this service, but it's worth every penny. My growth as an artist had plateaued. Even though I was attending workshops, watching instructional videos, reading books, I just couldn't seem to get to that next level. I could see in my mind how I wanted my paintings to look, but I just couldn't get there on my own. Well, with Tina's mentorship, it did not take long before I saw, and everyone else saw, an improvement in my work. By looking at my paintings, Tina knew exactly where I was weak and what I needed to work on. She gave me exercises to help me improve these areas, and wow, what a difference. And it's funny, looking back, it seems so simple. I just needed to understand and be aware of a few concepts, such as value, and voila, better art. See, with a mentor, I learned what I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know, you know? I still work with Tina. She is helping me find my voice in my art. This is another art topic for another video. So if you're feeling stuck, I highly recommend finding an art mentor. If you're at a workshop and you really like the teacher, ask if they do mentorships. You could also try searching on the internet or reach out to an artist whose work you admire through an email. Sometimes you just need that one-on-one support. You can check out all the beautiful paintings of Tina's work at tinagarrett.com. I highly recommend you go to her website and check it out. So there's a cool thing on Facebook. Tina offers a mentorship group. It's a paid group, and you can get the details on Facebook at Artist Tina Garrett's Mentorship Group. So that's how I met my mentor, artist Tina Garrett. I'll also put all the details in the description down below. You can get the information there. You'll see the group, the painting colors that we used, and the oil that I recommend, and the painting service that I've got going here. And if anyone is painting along and you'd like me to critique where you're at in your painting, go ahead and send a picture. You'll find my email in the description box, and I'd love to see what you've got going. So it doesn't look like I've gotten very far with this underpainting. I'd say all in all, I worked on it for about 4 to 5 hours. I did just keep tweaking small little lines and moving things. I think I ended up moving most of the features up a little bit. Seemed like the face was a little bit long. And you know, it's just those small little incremental changes that are going to make all the difference. So some of the ways that I'm manipulating the paint is I'll actually remove some of the pigment with things like kneaded eraser or Q-tip or dry brush. Typically you don't want to use any mineral spirits here to remove the paint, just dry wipes. If along the way you find that you're asking yourself some questions, send them over to me and I'll answer them. And for now, I'm just going to stop talking and let you guys watch me paint. So the Art Renewal Center is a really great resource for finding high resolution images to do your master copies from. They offer a few different packages and it's very affordable. I believe you can pay a small amount and have access to their entire library a year at a time or 2 years at a time. So as you probably noticed from the reference material at the beginning of the video, I zoomed in on the head. I just wanted to work on a small painting along in the Facebook group today, so I cropped it down to just the head. A good thing to do with master copies is to zero in on areas that you feel you need to practice, like for instance hands or faces. I think I'm going to go back into this Bouguereau masterpiece and crop it into the hands holding the flowers and paint just those. So you want to take your time with this. As I mentioned, I probably worked on this for about 5 hours total. So from where the video ends, I put in another hour of painting and just pushing those features around and getting everything exactly right, because once it dries, that's it, you're done. So this is where I ended up, and in a few days after it's dry, I'm going to go back in with the flesh tones and finish her up. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and tune back in to finish the painting along with me.